How's it going, everyone? It's Matty again from Logikfx, and in today's video I'm going to be going over one of the trade ideas that I posted last month. I think it was 6th of July, and that was a EURZAR long. So those of you out there that did read the analysis post and watched our previous video on this would have realized that I came to a conclusion that EURZAR was potentially a great long coming up in that month, and in the end it paid dividends. So let's see what actually went on, and let's just have a quick recap of the analysis itself. So in the analysis we discussed on a fundamental macro level that on the currency strength meter that we have here at Logikfx, the euro strengthened significantly at the start of July, which potentially signifies that the euro is going to be starting to uptrend in the future, whereas the South African rand, the ZAR, continued to hold a weaker score on our fundamental macro currency strength meter. And that's what you can see here, the blue line being the euro strengthening, the purple line is the ZAR, which is staying at a negative level. So that gives us that bias then on a fundamental level, on a domestic level, that we want to be long EURZAR in the future. But then we had to compare them against each other. So we had to compare the Eurozone against South Africa to gauge whether which one is strengthening, which one is weakening on a relative basis. So once we came to that conclusion, I chose a few fundamental factors, which was the relative GDP growth here. In the import and export analysis, I chose a couple factors, two of them being car manufacturers, BMW and Volkswagen, and the third one being the commodity, gold, because we all know that South Africa is very reliant on gold, and car manufacturing being a big exporter in Europe, but also in South Africa too. We also included interest rate differentials, as you can see down here, and then a stock performance on the Euro stocks analysis. So in the end, our relative analysis concluded that we wanted to, as well, to be longing EURZAR. And the price level at the time, is if I scroll down here on the analysis post, was that here it is. So what we were waiting for at this level in the daily price chart was, as you can see in this green circle here I outlined, what we were waiting for was a technical confirmation that buyers were coming in at this level. And what I wanted to happen was this downwards trend line, so the purple line going down, I wanted price and the candles to actually push above this line. If it didn't push above this line, then we could assume that buyers are yet to come in, sellers are still in control. But if buyers were able to push above this trend line, we could see this congestion, this range that's happening right here, and break, right? Because if the price is able to push through, we might be seeing more buyers coming in, and that's when that move's starting to happen. So if we actually look onto our price chart here, what happened? It was a really great analysis and prediction on our end and forecast. What happened was we had 3 bullish green candles come up, broke the trend line significantly, a little retracement down there, and then the price shot up. And since then, we're actually nearly on our 1 to 3 risk reward. Something to consider right now is that because EURZAR has reached new highs, in this level, there's likely to be some congestion on what's going to happen. We may see a retracement come down, or most likely what we'll see is a congestion and a continuation of the upwards trend in the future. Because of that risk on and risk off nature due to investor sentiment, with all the coronavirus stuff still going on, we will likely see, because euro is considered safer than South African rand, the euro to strengthen in the future. And that's basically our EURZAR trade summed up here, what we posted last month. We're not like other trading channels out there where we post like weekly, daily analysis, because honestly, what really worked on a fundamental level for us is posting those long-term trends and ideas, and actually providing some of that value to you for free as well. So on our Forex trading blog, we actually include free trade ideas on there. So I basically go over my own analysis on what type of trades I'll be looking at, adding them to my watch list, and actually mentioning what type of confirmations I'd be looking for. I also have extra premium ideas, because these premium ideas, it's just something that I like to do on my own. So these are trades that I'm actually looking to potentially take or watching as well, but it just takes me extra time. So that's why we have those premium trade ideas, just because it takes me extra time to actually write about it towards and give that out to you guys. That's why we're charging for it, but the free one's completely free for you all, and that's what I'm going to cover in today's video. So USD Swiss franc and USD NOK are two ideas, two long trade ideas that I want to be covering in this video. So first of all, USD Swiss franc, what is going on? Well, on our fundamental Forex macro currency strength meter, we can see on the blue line the USD strength is in the positive region, but it's been weakening, okay? Whereas the Swiss franc has gone from a positive score completely down to a negative score. This was during, when was the date? This was August 4th. So it's been about 10 days since then. And at this point in time, what I said was potentially what we could be seeing in the future is a similar situation like EURZAR, where safe haven assets start to appreciate, and that being US dollar. And as you can see from the strength meter, that's why I chose in US dollar Swiss franc, because I'm just pairing up a weaker currency with a stronger one at this point of time. Obviously, a better confirmation would be that the USD line is going up, so the blue line is going up. But in this point in time, it's still at a strong score, so we can still see that increase in the future too. A few of the points that I analysed were the GDP differentials, the ExxonMobil company, and WTI oil, and also gold. So those are the few factors I analysed without the post. Definitely give it a read. Go onto our Forex trading blog. I'll put the link in the description. I'm not going to go over it in this video because it'll take too long. But what I did come to a conclusion was that in the end, we're actually looking for a couple things. And those couple things are actually down here. So what it is was USD Swiss franc is downtrending currently. So it is headed into this territory where in the past 5 years, buyers came in. So you can see the 3 green lines that I've lined out, which were areas of potential support. And the further down price gets within these levels, the more likely buyers are likely to come in. What we're waiting for really is a confirmation on the COT and price to confirm those ideas, but also the performance of the factors that I've mentioned above, such as the gold, the WTI, and all those other factors. So give that a read. But in the end, what we came into conclusion was that because the Swiss franc is yet to show a sentiment of short sellers coming in on hedge funds, we're actually waiting on this idea. We're waiting for technical confirmations as well within this region, because what we're really wanting to do is just put this on our watch list. We want to be waiting and being patient on a high probable trade, because really honestly these type of positions can trend for up to 6 months, and that's what we're trying to encapture, and that's what we're trying to capture. So it doesn't really matter as long as we can confirm that idea is correct over this period. That's what we're going to do. So it's a very similar outlook with USD NOK as well. So here I've just outlined some price action that I'm expecting of price going up, down, and congesting at this level for a bit. But really what would confirm my idea for me is if I started to actually see the higher highs and higher lows coming in. I'm really simple like that. I don't really bother with any technical indicators or technical price chart patterns. I'm really just simple. I look at the support and resistance sell zone, buy zones, and all I'm looking at is, are buyers coming in basically? Is price going higher than it is in this region? Because fundamentals are also saying that it should go higher, okay? We're also waiting again on that COT sentiment, so definitely check out our COT indicator. If you don't know how to make that as well, there is a tutorial on our trading blog which you can go over. So that's our USD Swiss franc idea. We are looking to long it. Give the blog post a read because it'll be a really good insight into what we're expecting. But basically, as it goes further down into these regions, we really want to be looking for reversal signs, something like what happened here back in 2015. So we had massive bullish engulfing candles creating higher highs, and then price coming back down where you can get potential entries. That's what we're looking for here in these regions, and I'll definitely be keeping this on my watch list and keeping an eye out for it as well. So it's a similar outlook actually with USD NOK. Now the difference is with USD NOK is that the Norwegian currency is still in a strong region. And what we're doing as LITA traders, anyone that has gone through the academy will understand that we want this purple line to go down to the weakness level. And probably one of the factors as well that we want to be waiting for, that I mentioned, is that we want to be waiting for Exxon prices, these to fall, and also oil prices to fall. This is because of the correlations correlation with NOK and oil being a commodity floated exchange rate. That basically means the Norwegian krone is like heavily affected by oil and oil prices, and with US being a major importer and exporter of oil, it just makes sense for waiting on those confirmations, because those two things will be a really big determining factor in our analysis. Another one is that because the NOK is not on the COT commitments to traders report, we can't analyze the hedge fund sentiment, so we kind of have to base it just on the USD sentiment at the time. So currently USD sentiment is good, but fundamentals aren't looking great so far. So what we're waiting out for are these two factors here. Give the whole post a read, and we're also waiting for the currency strength meter for Norwegian krone to drop down. Okay, so let's go down to here. Let's have a look. What did we say about the price? Price basically real simple again. What I was expecting here is I've outlined a major area of support. Now, this being a previous high in 2016, where price did use this level as a support, where it shot up this month, but it has come all the way back down now. But really, in this region here, if the oil prices and ExxonMobil prices were to fall, it would be a great confirmation as well within this region to see price action analysis come in as well. So something like the higher highs, higher lows coming in. Again, bullish engulfing candles. Anything that you think is a bullish reversal signal can be also useful as well. We're not picky here at Logikfx. We're all about fundamentals here, and then actually just timing it with COT and timing it with your technicals to get the best idea. Basically, you want to confirm that buyers are coming in. You don't just want to jump in when sellers are coming in, because you don't know if your idea is ready yet. Okay? And that's basically the two trade ideas that I had lined up this week. And I'm actually going to be releasing a couple more by the end of the week to all of our LITA traders as well. Some free ones, some premium ones. So definitely keep an eye on it as well. There's also, what was it? I analysed NZD Japanese yen last week, and I also released an NZD USD idea on the premium side. So the NZD Japanese yen one, I'll basically give you a little hint into it. I'll open it up for you. So this was at the middle of July, and what I basically, even I can't read it. What I basically mentioned anyway in that post was that because of the COT sentiment at the time, and due to fundamentals, was that NZD Japanese yen was potentially a great short idea coming up, and there was a few factors due to that. I did mention it all throughout this post. I can't open it up due to being a premium idea, but our premium subscribers have already read this post, and basically it is potentially coming up to now a big deciding point on how is this trade going to perform. So that was basically it for this week's analysis, and I just wanted to update you on the progress of EURZAR. I really hope some of you guys made some profits on this and actually used my analysis in conjunction with your own, because don't just take my analysis out there and start trying to trade with it. Really, I honestly say don't do that. Be an independent thinker. Think for yourself on top of what I provide. Okay? I'm providing you the fundamental research for free here. And all you have to do is think for yourself. Think, what would you be doing? What type of analysis would you be doing on top of mine? Anything that you think is going to be useful in your analysis, because as a trader, the worst thing that you could be doing is just believing in anyone online and just literally placing a trade based on our analysis. It's not the way to go, and I definitely recommend that you learn everything off by heart like our LITA traders. So if you don't actually know how to do all the fundamental stuff that we analyze in these type of blog posts for the trade ideas, I'd definitely give a watch of our fundamental trading webinar. Anyone that's already part of the LITA Trader Academy would already have watched it. It's basically a little snippet into what we teach here at Logikfx. So if you are interested in the fundamental side, you're interested in learning how fundamentals drive exchange rates and currencies in the Forex market, definitely give that a watch, and we'll see if you're a good fit actually to be in the LITA Academy as well. Because we're not accepting everyone. We don't like accepting everyone. Not everyone's in the right position to be a trader, and that's why we make sure you watch that fundamental webinar. We give you a call to see if you're a good trader or not, and then we'll basically say if you're good enough. If you're not good enough, we'll reject you. If you're good enough, we'll accept you on board at a sponsored rate. So hopefully you found this video useful. Definitely keep an eye out for our Forex trade ideas coming up by the end of this week. And yeah, hopefully you found it useful. Definitely give us the video a comment, what type of exchange rates and currency pairs you'd like us to analyze as well, because we'll be happy to do that based on what our viewers want as well. So see you then, make sure to subscribe, and I'll hope to see you all coming into the LITA Academy.